What do you tell someone when they ask you what is agricultural communications? Have you ever had someone ask if you talk to cows? It may not seem like it, but agricultural communication spans back to the early 1800s. In a time where most of the content you're learning about revolves around utilizing new technologies, it's important to have a historical reference of our discipline. From its beginnings in the early 1800s, the profession of agricultural communications was born out of a practical need to share important farm and home information with isolated rural audiences. Some 200 years later, agricultural communications has evolved into a diverse industry responsible for developing and disseminating news and marketing information related to food, agriculture, and environmental sciences. One of the prominent characteristics of the profession's early decades is the dynamic and influential leadership that helped define the field. The early editors and writers who pioneered agricultural communications were not only outspoken leaders within the fledgling profession, but also national leaders of agriculture. They relied on their reputations as well as their publications to argue for a number of important social and political causes aimed at improving farming both as a business and as a way of life. By the 1900s, the agricultural communications craft had evolved into a highly competitive industry requiring knowledge of business practices and editorial skills as well as farming. A major development fueling competition in the communications marketplace was the introduction of new media for news and entertainment, including movies and radio in the 1920s. While movies did not compete with farm publications for content, they were enormously popular through the 1940s and did compete for audience time and money. Likewise, radio revolutionized news and entertainment for Americans during this period, but was not viewed by the farm publications industry as a threat to its profitability. In the 1980s, a dramatic turn in the farm economy led to a prolonged period of retrenchment in the farm publications industry. Farm magazines, which had coped for years with the problem of dwindling agricultural audiences, were now faced with shrinking revenues due to major reductions in agribusiness advertising. In response, editors trimmed staff numbers and pages from their publications. Some publications did not survive the weak farm economy, while others were bought out by larger media organizations and stayed in business under new management. Such consolidation has become commonplace in agricultural and mainstream media and has seen a lot of criticism from media experts. In the 21st century, academic programs in agricultural communications continue to fulfill an important role in preparation of professionals for a variety of communication careers in both the private and public sectors. Demand is especially high for qualified communicators trained to address such complex and controversial contemporary issues as food safety, environmental conservation, and genetic modification of plants and animals. Up next, we're going to go over the different forms of agricultural communications. We'll see you in the next video.